Grand Rising, ladies and gents. It's me, Coco, and I am back with another video. And I'm just laying in my kid's bed, right? And I came up with this thought. So I got this download, so I feel like I should share it with you all. Right? I just woke up. Well, I ain't just like wake up, but just woke up, came out here, lay down for a little bit because my kids been taking over my bed, so I'm taking over theirs, right? But yeah, I wanted to talk about like religion and spirituality, right? Like in most religions, like it's wrong to judge other people, right? And then spirituality is like people got the freedom, so why should you judge other people, right? And the weirdest thing is like it's this war between spirituality and between religion, right? Which I don't understand because it's really all based off of judgment. Spiritualists be like, oh, you know, you're not doing something right because you're not believing in yourself. You want to worship an external deity or whatever, or you feel like, or not you feel like, or you need to be controlled or whatever. Like, you need to take control of your reality instead of letting somebody else do it, right? And then you got like some religious people, like Christians, that be like, oh, well, since you're not into Christianity, you worship the devil. Like, there's no in between. It's either you a devil worshiper or you worship Jesus Christ, right? And both of them are wrong as fuck, right? Like the religion and the spirituality practices are not wrong, but the judgment is really wrong because what the download that I received today is that like some people need guidance. Some people need to be led, and that is absolutely okay. And some people are meant to be independent, and that is absolutely okay. It's like spirit, like if you really think about it, right? So the spiritualists are like the entrepreneurs, and then the religious people are like the builders of the world. Like, the healers, of course, the shamans, and then the religion people are the villagers, right? And neither is right or wrong. They're both right in their own right, and they're both wrong in their own right? Then on top of that, again, every single role that is in this world is vital. I made a post a while ago on Instagram. Everybody wants to be something, grand, but everything isn't meant for everybody. And it's not to say that the smallest things aren't grand. Like I said, people underestimate being a mom, or not underestimate, but undermine being a mom. But being a mom, being a dad, being a care provider of a child is one of the grandest things that you will ever do in this life. And that's on period. Like, you literally raise a whole life. As for women, we birth life, right? And then as, parents, we raise life. If that's not the grandest thing, then maybe I'm missing something, right? But yeah, people be thinking that just because they can do something, they should do something, which is not really all that. Like, in my post, I said, just because you can be a shaman does not mean you should be a shaman, right? If everybody are shamans, then who are going to be the villagers? Like, who are the shamans going to heal, right? And I was like, people want to be teachers, but if everybody are teachers, then who are the teachers going to teach if there's no students? Because everyone is teachers, right? Every role is important, right? And it's not to say that, religious people are villagers, but religious people have just as important role as just you get what I'm saying, an important role just like the spiritual people, and spiritual people have an important role just like religious people, right? We all play a vital part in this life, and regardless of what practices you believe, whether you Christian, Muslim, Hindu, Buddhist, spiritual, atheist, we all have a vital part to play in this world. No one is better than anyone else. Not one practice is higher ranking than anyone else. And if you really want to be technical, like religions like Christianity, they have like, the hierarchy rankings. Like, you got the shamans. I mean, I don't know like all the rankings of the church, but like the priests, the all the people who do the speaking and shit. The preacher, the priest, all that shit, right? Like, they have the positions. It's like the shaman, the teacher, the farmer, right? The villagers, like the medicine person, like, and I'm talking about the medicine person outside of the shaman, like the herbalist, right? Like, everybody has their role, and every role is important, right? We can't sit up here and undermine somebody else's role just because we don't agree with it, or just because it don't align with our role. Like, no. And then on top of that, being cool with someone who is of a different background than you, not only cultural, but like, religious or anything, any different background than you, it builds character. Y'all get to learn from each other, and then even you can still believe in your ways, but also gain enlightenment through learning other people's ways. Like, a while ago I posted on YouTube, like, it's okay to mix religion with spirituality. Like, a lot of spiritualists are converting from Christianity, right? And sometimes, yeah, they do go back, but it's a lesson, right? And for the Christians that convert to spirituality, it's okay to use the Bible in your spirituality, right? It's okay to worship Jesus in your spirituality, right? And then when you go back, it's okay to take all the lessons that you learn from your spiritual practices and incorporate it in your religion. It's okay to do that. There is neither no right nor wrong. It's all about how you feel about your practices and how you want to go about doing it. At the end of the day, do what you feel like is right, but don't judge other people just because you disagree. As long as they not doing nothing like, out here lying and killing and shit like that. Like, even stealing is tolerable, right? Especially if you do it from like corporations and shit. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, they got all these lipsticks. You really think they gonna miss one? Like, really? But if you steal from other people, like, common citizens, that's a problem. But yeah, that's it for today's video. I was just thinking, like, everybody's just so quick to judge, but yet judging all across the board in every religion and even in spirituality is like one of the worst things you can do. Judging others is one of the worst things that you can do, but yet that's the one thing that everybody does, right? Some people, like, we judge, but we'll still get to know you after our judgment, right? Some people will judge and not get to know you at all, right? And don't get me wrong, to a certain extent, it's nothing wrong with judging, because you got to judge a person, see if you blend with the person, right? Because even though we are of the same background or the same descent, does not mean that we're going to get along, right? Like, I get judgment to a certain extent, but judge it off the fact, like, of a person themselves, instead of like their culture or their religion or what they wearing or things like that, right? Like, judge them based off their actions, judge them based off their words, like, not like how they speak. I mean, not by what they say, but like how they speak, right? Those are the things that you're supposed to use to judge people, not their religion, because religion doesn't dictate anything in a person's life except for how they have faith or the lack thereof. Right? So yeah, I think that's it. I don't want to be rambling for 10 years, because I can definitely ramble. So I'm gonna let y'all go. Please like, comment, share, subscribe, and enjoy the rest of your day.